Okay.
Are you going to introduce yourself or shall I start? Okay, do you hear me?
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? No.
Yeah.
Allora, have I
Yeah,
to,
yeah, we can hear. Yes.
Okay,
This
okay.
is Franca Colosso from Italy, our research coordinator and in the board. Okay, please introduce yourself.
Okay, I am an ambassador of peace and humanitarian, global goodwill ambassador, and I founded some groups on LinkedIn and pardon, something calling me every time. So, ma chi è questo che mi chiama? So sorry.
This
I
is
don't know what's interrupt. No, but I will finish. Anyway, my interest in 3 years was focused on humanitarian peace and a lot of problems, also Kashmir and so on. Now I am practically I am helping some women with women economic forum for increasing women's empowerment. I describe me in a short, a brief news. No, because so sorry. Scusate un attimo, qua non capisco chi è che mi sta chiamando. No, I have to stop, sorry, ecco, rifiuta, io non lo so. There are some Pakistanis, I am very crazy against this. Is a Sardar, not of your group, I hope, no? Sardar,
Sardar in our group, he's invited. Yeah, from Pakistan, yes.
He's calling continuously. Why? I don't know. Anyway, so sorry for the interruption. So my Professor George wanted to be coordinator. I am very honored, humbly honored about this, but I have a lot of work to do in this period about, I have some books to translate and to publish. This is my problem at the moment. Anyway, I am very happy to see a member from Holland living in Cairo. I know Egypt very well. I have my sister-in-law living there also. She was director of the Italian Institute of Culture. So I mean, if you want, I can share my short and brief CV.
Thank you.
As you want. When you want.
Thank you very much, Franca.
Welcome.
Grazie mille. Okay. How about the others? Have they come already or not? I sent them. Okay. Please, Maria Miralia, Italy, will you introduce yourself, please?
Of course, with pleasure. I am Italian. I have always been a teacher for foreign languages, and I am a poet. I write essays, and I am very much interested in international peace, in harmony and peace. This is the reason why, about 10 years ago, I founded World Foundation for Peace. We were 5 people at the beginning, and now we are more than 50,000 people. This gave me the opportunity to know the problems, not only of my country or of the whole Europe, but the true problem of the south of the world. And I am near this person. My first aim is to make them aware of their condition and suggest them to try to find the way to better their lifestyle, their living. Okay, this is enough. I told you in synthesis what I do. I write poems, I translate poems. I had the great honor to translate the greatest Asian poet, not Mahatma Gandhi, but Gordon Madan Gandhi. And now I am translating contemporary poets from the world. If you want to, you may put me some questions.
Very nice, Maria.
What?
Brava, great.
Thank you so much. Grazie, cara, grazie.
No, non sapevo che facessi tutte queste cose. Traduttrice.
Maybe something more or something else.
Pure io so poetessa, I have forgotten because of the beep, beep, beep calling me. I've shared the link, dear George, to the Sardan. So he will be happy to enter this. I think, I don't know why he was calling me. Anyway, Maria, very, very nice. I'm happy to know you.
Welcome, Maria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George.
Grazie mille. Now, please, Kees Halsman, Dr. Kees Halsman, he is the president of Arab West organization, Arab West Europe. He's from Holland, but the office in Cairo. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, I am Dutch. I first came to Egypt in 1976 and then decided to focus my studies on intercultural and studies and sociology. Because of this first visit, I kept going and back between the Netherlands and Egypt, got involved in different other countries in the Arab world, the Middle East, and then ultimately my wife is Egyptian, and then I went in 94 permanently with my family to Egypt. We have established here Arab West Report, that is a documentation center for intercultural dialogue. We have had over 370 students thus far working here with us as student interns and all contributing to the database. So it's really a contribution to the database and using this for an international student audience. And it's focused on Muslim-Christian relations, intercultural dialogue. We have students from all over the world, including Italy, of course, and most European countries, North America, several African countries. So we have had people coming from all over to work here and to volunteer. In the past 3 years, our work has somewhat shifted. We got involved in refugee work, and we are now having set up a learning center for non-Arabic speaking refugees.
We are waiting for you.
These non-Arabic speaking refugees, there's no facility here in Egypt for secondary school education.
But you're connecting
so we're trying to help them with secondary school education, and we're trying now to work towards official recognition by the Egyptian authorities. We can give them a formal recognized diploma. Well, that's what we're doing at this point. George, you should turn off your sound when you talk over the telephone.
Okay. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, you're. Okay, so that's a student exchange and the past 3 years refugee work, education.
Oh,
very nice, great,
very interesting.
Interesting too. Yes.
Interesting. each of us has something in common. I think that our final aim is peace, is acceptance, is to see people as our friend. I can't make any difference between the various nationalities. I have all over the world so many friends, and I am Catholic because I live in Italy. But my best friend from Turkey is a Muslim. I don't ask my friends which religion they practice. I just try to see if their soul is a good one, if they have good thoughts, if they love life and people living on this world. So I believe that our aim should be educate to acceptance.
Yes, that's what we're doing. And that's why the more diverse the students are that we're working with, the better that is. So I love all the diversity that we get from many different countries, different religions, and whatever their background is, they're most welcome here.
Okay, this is very good. This is our fight, to make students, to make young people believe that we can live in one world all together, all fighting for a better world for each and all of us. I was, am I there? Yeah, or no, or not?
Okay.
Just to disappear from the video. Now I am still here. So I was a teacher for a long time, and I always tried to change something inside my student. I didn't mind just to the subject I taught, but our Italian friend knows. Maybe she was a teacher too, Franca.
Yes, I have. Yes, I will say later.
So you know, like me, that in the preface to our Italian programs, the first aim is to change, to form, to mold the person for the future. It is very difficult, but our first aim should be this, and I tried to do.
Yes, very
And
nice.
that's what we're doing in Cairo.
Because, please, Franca.
No, I have forgotten before to say to tell you. I was a teacher, a retired teacher also in Istanbul on behalf of the Italian Foreign Office. It was an important experience for me too, because during the 7 years spent abroad, thanks also to my multi-ethnic and multicultural experience, I was able to organize exhibitions of art, for example, at the Italian High School, the Italian Institute of Culture in Istanbul, and also in the most prestigious universities in Istanbul, Turkey. So I am an eclectic in truth, because I am architect, educationist, poet, now retired teacher of drawing and art history, but I taught also technology, computer science, art drawing, and other subjects, both in Italy and in Istanbul. When I won 6 competitions to teach abroad in English, French, and Spanish, I tried also in German, but I was not able to pass that competition because I didn't study a lot. On behalf of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I was able to interact with more cultures, So, coming back to Italy in 2002, I tried to convey my knowledge into the Italian teaching system through annual art exhibitions on the artistic didactic path of high school students. And so I was selected also Experto, the name is END, for building police at the European Community of Brussels. Later, I obtained a lot of professional academic awards from recognized organizations, both in Italy and in Turkey. Later, I became passionate about justice, attentive to the rights of the weakest social classes, and so understood the importance of the education of women and children. My focus, current focus now is writing novels, poems, essays, articles in different newspapers and blogs about human rights, Kashmir, peace, environmental problems, refugees, women's empowerment, education, and health-related programs, and so on. Also in academia Edu, you will find everything, my publication, my comments, and so on. This is in brief what I did, especially in the recent years when I finished to teach at the school. When I am retired now since 2011, not from the school, Italian school. So this is in brief my experience. I think that one thing is important for peace: education. Education is the basis of all. Education, as you know very well, better than me, education is the basis of peace, of women's
empowerment. That the Western country have since long. We have to fight in order that also students in the south of the world, above all students, should have girls compulsory education.
Yes.
Because I suppose that just education can free from their dependence on men.
I see. Thank you very much. Munira, where are you? Munira?
I'm here.
Munira, do you hear me?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Introduce yourself. Thank you very much for this effort.
Please. We have another important guest here. You can speak.
Yeah. Jyotirmaya from India. She lives in London. She's writer and thinker. Welcome, Jyotirmaya. Where you please introduce yourself, but your picture is upside down. I don't know. I mean, it is not in the right position. Here we are. Great. Okay, please introduce yourself. We are listening.
Admitted here. People are joining and we can see our founding president. Mr. has joined as I can see. There is one name that is.
We can't understand what. No. I received pounds.
Good evening, Munira. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. I can hear everyone.
Yeah.
Please. Please tell us about yourself,
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead,
So
Josumaya.
can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, good. Good evening, all of you. And let me introduce myself. I am a retired principal of an international school, actually affiliated to Cambridge. It's known as IGCSE. I'm a freelance writer, poet, translator, columnist, a reviewer. I do a lot of things. And of course, ambassador of goodwill for my own country, for Peru, for Poland, and for Bhutan. So nowadays, I'm totally involved with mostly dealing with peace and harmony in the world. Being an immigrant, the first generation immigrant in England, I have diverse experiences. And it was at the age of 18 when I got married. My husband is a scientist. Of course, he was working in the Royal Society of Chemistry in Cambridge. And so we got to know the most elite of British people in a way. And he was one of the assistant editor, then elevated to chief editor of Chemical Communications, a magazine, which of course goes globally. And also he is a MPhil and PhD from London University. So I got to know the whole scenario, but being an Indian wife, I had to study here to be able to be employed. So I did not in the beginning, of course, ever face any kind of marginalization, what we call it, in any way, despite my brown color, which is still brown. But it doesn't affect my humanity or my way of thinking. Actually, it broadens my view. It broadens my view because I can cross borders and see each perspective. So as a human being, I'm able to see the conflict, and I was also volunteering in the library. We have council libraries, especially in the immigrant side, where there were many workers, laborers, folks which had come during World War II who did not know to speak English. So I was able to teach them to understand in their Hindi or their colloquial language and to interpret their feelings, which is very important, and to make them feel that you have to go beyond religiosity. You have to accept the country where you are, and you have to learn to love the country and love the traditions, love the way of life, and to be integrated into it if you want to be a part of it. You can carry your religion as your personal, worship, way of life, but then you have to learn English. And now, of course, for the immigrants, you have to give pass English. And therefore, they have actually leveled the thing that people have to in any way integrate, which is very important, I feel. If you're living in any country, you have to love them. You have to love their culture. You have to embrace their culture. You have to really feel proud to be a part of that community and give to that community. So in a way, we have to bring harmony, what George is trying to preach, harmony between secularism and religiosity. It really becomes a burden to any country, India or whatever country, when you become a fanatic, when religion becomes bigger than humanity, when you leave that you are a human being and everyone is equal. We are one. We cannot separate from that. We are all living beings and we have to be one. So it's more like a clash. Whenever there is disharmony, it's because of the clash between these two. Mankind looking within rather than beyond for guidance. Mammon and materialism resonate with secular interests. Conversely, religiosity seeks a nexus with a deity. Scriptural inferences being the initial catalyst to seek wisdom and worship. I personally believe that secularism can't be dwelled upon without referring to religion. They are intertwined, and much needed harmony we all want can't be achieved until our statesmen, politicians understand this concept. Sadly, they misuse religion. In many countries, they misuse it and play with secularism, the disharmony being the ego and belief. Both, however, have a tragic history of being of misuse, and positive sides of patronage and faith kept implicitly bereft of apostasy. Factions being assertive for independence continues as population explodes to create diverse inequality, politics hopefully becoming more central, but race assertion of national security will be tough to solve. Interference in other countries must be curtailed by big bullies, and bullies must cooperate more with each other and listen to reason from intermediaries. I believe writers across the world need to be more vocal about this, but at the same time, bitter fact is that such writers are banned, their literature burnt, and their voices suppressed. This issue needs to be addressed by the society itself. By refusing to surrender to the whims of their so-called social reformers, who in the garb of reforms to reasons known to all of us, this issue needs immediate attention, else foundation of peace and piety will be affected and the loss will be irreparable. So I think knowledge here and ignorance is the evil, as always. It's a saying, but I believe in that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Only enlightenment. Thank you very much for listening so patiently, and I hope
Thank you so much. We'll get into more details, but let's give a chance to those who have come just lately to introduce themselves. I think Nikki has joined us from the UK. Nikki.
Okay. Good.
Nikki, please introduce yourself. Where is she? Monira, she said that she joined. Where she is?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah, she's here, right here.
Right here?
Yeah,
okay.
Nikki now. I can see her name.
I can hear her voice here in the mobile, but not on the laptop. What's happening?
Because you need to disconnect that one, please, so that we can hear all.
Okay, I'll try because
single device to be connected at a time, please. We are multitask. That is the issue.
Okay. Hello, okay. Nikki. Do you hear us?
Hello, I can hear you.
Hello.
You see? You see?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you please open your camera? We can see you in
please
video
open
mode.
your camera, everybody who wants to see your nice faces.
No, I can't open my camera today. I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working through the night, so I'll open the camera on our next meeting, but not tonight. So let me share a little bit with you.
Okay.
I've been listening to all of you, and I'm totally blown away by the commitment that you're showing for peace building. I listened to Franca, and I listened to Maria, and to Keith, and I'm just thinking that you are just phenomenal people. So I'm completely overwhelmed with all of you for what you are doing to create a better world. So a little bit about myself. My name is actually Veronica De Pina, but I have been called Nikki forever and ever. So it's always just been now Nikki. I'm from South Africa, but currently we are living in London, in the United Kingdom, because my husband is working here. A little bit about my background. I'm not an artist per se. My studies were in organizational psychology. I had to work with big business, especially the year before they released Mandela from prison. It was my role to communicate with the workers in a huge corporate to be able to adjust with the changes that were going to happen in South Africa. I also had to speak to different schools because remember at that time everything was whites only. And now everything was going to be open to everybody. So there was an awful lot of trauma going on. And I was very privileged to be part of helping everybody to open their minds and their hearts to accept the change in a country that had become extremely violent. And it's through that my passion for peace building started growing. So for the last 20 years, I have been involved in peace building programs with different organizations. If any of you are in tourism, you will know the organization's called International Institute for Peace through Tourism. And Dr. De Amori believes that the only way we will learn to accept different nationalities and people is if we travel. And that we can then experience the people of that country and not accept other stories. And we need to understand that everybody in the world has a purpose, and everybody in the world has a right to celebrate their own culture and their own tradition. So it was a very powerful movement, it still is. And so from there, I then moved onwards, and now I am still in peace building, but I have my own organization, and it's called Global Peace. Let's talk. Because the only way we are going to be able to make a difference is if we start talking. So listening to all of you a little bit earlier on, I was really listening and I was experiencing your love and your passion for your own work and the difference that you are making in the lives of others. So Global Peace, let's talk. That is the secret. We have to keep talking. We have to allow people to share and then to say, I am listening, I am hearing you, I will not make any judgment here. I want to hear your side of the story. So that is how Global Peace Let's Talk. We currently have members across the world, Argentina, even Egypt right now. We have predominantly African countries right across Africa. And it is just phenomenal the way we are able to bring people together. And not only that, that we are allowing them to share their stories and to say where they are coming from. So Africa at the moment, there are a lot of countries with extreme violence. There's a lot of trauma going on in Africa. And it's taking a lot of strain and a lot of pressure. The United Nations, involved with the United Nations, their biggest concern for the next 5 years is suicides. They believe that the suicide levels are going to increase dramatically because people are not finding spaces, and not finding people that say, I hear you, I hear you, I am going to support you, I am not going to judge you, and I am with you. And we have to start doing that. We have to start listening more. We have to recognize the person that you can see something is wrong, you have to say, are you all right? What can I do for you? And then be able to listen. So at the moment, like I said to you, we are working across different countries, and this is what we've done. This is what we've done, because everybody has a field that they specialize in. So Global Peace Let's Talk has 12 different what are called chapters, because you know that a book has chapters, and you never just read the one chapter. You will read the second and the third and the fourth, because you want to go through the book. As the story unfolds, you want to be a part and see what happens at the end. So I call these 12 groups, I call them chapters. And then I have a person in every chapter. That person is a guardian. So, for example, we have a chapter guardian for women empowerment. We have a chapter guardian for child rights. We have a chapter guardian for agriculture. We have a chapter guardian for tourism and for youth. So we have all these guardians, these young leaders, inspirational people. So when members join Global Peace Let's Talk, they join one of the chapters that they are passionate about. So if your passion is with women empowerment, then you will join that chapter. And then together, the whole team starts working on projects to start making a difference that can impact other people and to learn from different countries. So, for example,
So
in
this
women empowerment,
meeting will be ended soon because of the recording version is going on. So after
all
that,
right,
we will create the new link and should post it to our messenger group again. Okay.
all right, good.
Okay. Okay. I'm ending this session and posting to the another new link. Okay, posting the new link
Right.
to all of you. I will give you in our official messenger group Rinascimento. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.